Romania, the Carpathian Mountains, a biodiverse region home to the biggest bear population in Europe. In recent years, there is a debate going on around the issue of the population of the bears. Some of them are coming to villages in search of food. There have been several cases of bears attacking humans and their livestock. This development causes frustration among the village people and leads to an increase in number of poaching cases. There are several opinions regarding this issue. Many of them are opposite one to another. Joseph Benke, head of the Zatilaka Estarsai Hunting Association, sees the hunting as the only way to control the bear population.
In 2016, the bear hunt was stopped in Romania in a unilateral way by the Ministry of Environment, and until now it had a negative effect because bear is also a natural regenerable resource which has to be used and has to be kept in a balance that the sustainable use to be in the benefit of the species. Now we cannot use this resource, and we have three main aspects. One of them is maybe the main aspect that the local people lost their tolerance toward the bear species, and it is not in the benefit of the bear.
We go to a village, Satu Mare, where 1 month ago a cow was killed in one night and two others in the other night. The cow is dead, and he will not have milk, and he will not have calf next year. They lose in such case everything. I mean, with the cows goes the whole milk.
Bentről jött így itt volt a nyoma benne a sárba, kitépte a deszkákat.
From that direction came, dismantled the side of the barn.
Bement és tehát megölte a tehenet.
Entered, killed the cow.
Utána próbált enni belőle, de akkor már jöttek az emberek.
He eat some from the cow, but then he was chased away. And we already asked 1 month ago, we have to get some answer of the problem bear, because this was a problem bear, and this bear also attacked in the other part of the village in the other night and killed 2 cows. It will happen all the time. It happened before, it happens now, and it will happen, definitely.
Today, only bears that caused significant damage can be hunted, after permission by the government. Before the ban, a preventive quota allowed to hunt approximately 500 bears each year. The shepherd Robert Bokor from Harghita County lost 7 sheep last year in bear attacks.
Sok szója van, kutyák elmennek, ahol csak ma a másik meg van érkezve.
It happens that the dogs chase away one bear, and since the dogs didn't came back, comes another bear. Bent volt a tavaly?
Bent a yardba.
Ő azt kérdezi most, hogy mielőtt leállították volna, mert 16-ba állították le, hogy akkor mi volt a helyzet? Volt-e akkor is kár?
Nem volt annyi medves, nem is úgy támadtak. Most egy másfél éve, 2 éve erős le vannak szaporodva. Itt most úgy vagyunk, hogy mind a határokon, minden anyamedve van, s úgy el vannak szaporodva, nem mernek kaszálni, menni se.
We have an area with big number of bears. Without preventive quota in the Oriental Carpathians, it will be a disaster.
We have contacted the Romanian Ministry of Environment to hear their opinion, but no comments were received. Csaba Domokos is working in Milvus Group, a private organization that protects animals. He has a different opinion on that matter.
I don't think that hunting in itself would solve the problem of damages caused by bears, and this is something that we could have actually seen in Romania for the last few years while we still had hunting, that the damages in itself were not decreasing. Then there are also some newer methods like electric fencing. I do realize that you cannot you cannot put up electric fences around each of the orchards, each of the shepherd camps or everything, because basically then you would have the whole country full with electric fences. But at least in areas where damages occur basically in every year, then you can do something like this. This would not totally eliminate damages, and for the rest, when these cases really happen, the damage compensation systems should step in, and people should receive money. We are heading to the western foothills of the Eastern Carpathians. This location is approximately 30 kilometers to the east from the city of Târgu Mureș. In this area we have one of the traps where we normally capture the bears for the colors. So this is where we capture the bears. Once the bear is captured, we have to tranquilize it with a dart gun, and then when it passes out, we take some biological samples, we mount the color on it. We are using GPS colors. These take really high precision locations every 60 minutes, so our colors are set to take a location every 60 minutes for a little bit more than 2 years. If you put this on a map, then you can see how close they come to human settlements, how much they go into, let's say, a cornfield or any kind of arable field. Another major study we are doing is that we are mapping the den sites of the bears. This is really crucial because for them, wintering is really something they have to do to survive 1 year. So what we have done for the last few years is that we found and measured 115 dens in total. And based on the actual locations of the dens, we have constructed a computer model which basically tells you in this area which are the sites which are good for bear denning.
Csaba is not the only one who is conserving the bears. Christine Sires works as a ranger in the Kalimani National Park since 2005. In his forest district, Rastolica, he monitors the flora and fauna. We went to the forest with Christine to see how he monitors the bears.
Zona unei trecători folosite de animalele sălbatice și am instalat o cameră zilele precedente pentru a monitoriza fauna care trece pe această zonă. Datele preluate de pe cameră le putem utiliza pentru o evaluare mai aproape de adevăr a efectivelor de urs. Astea coroborate cu tot ce avem amprente, urme pe teren, ne dă o situație mai aproape de adevăr a ursului. În primul rând. După aceea, în căutare de hrană. În caz de suprapopulare, clar că și hrana la un moment dat devine mai puțină. Ei fiind în căutare de hrană permanent, clar că o să ajungă la limita localităților, în localități, generând pagubele care le știm.
I would prefer not to see bear hunting at all, but I do realize that I think that this is not the biggest problem actually the species faces in Romania. And I do think that a well-controlled hunting to a certain limit, this can actually be something positive for the long-term persistence of bears.
Hunting has deep roots in Romanian culture. For Josef Benke, hunting is an important part of his life. He has been doing it for 40 years now.
The hunter is simple. Hunter has the hobby of hunter, but the game manager who is managing the game is a professional organization which I am director of. The income is getting lower because of the lack of the bear hunt, which consists and was a main part of our revenue. We do earn this kind of revenue because we do protect the species. Nobody else, everybody else protect it on paper. And we do protect it really on the field. We are not killers. Written and unwritten ethical rules in hunting are very important. The written ethical rules are well known in literature and we respect and everything, but non-written ethical rules are like how you behave in nature. What is your relationship with the colleagues? Do you respect the game? Do you want to harvest like any part of the game? Because the game is something which has to be valued and has to be used, not misused. And if the problem bear who killed the cow was bear with cubs, we shall not shoot bear with cubs. Maintain the populations, this is the main goal, to maintain the populations and to keep a balance also with the local people on reducing damages. We work on it, we do even buffer zones for the game to reduce the pressure on the crops and on the livestock, so we work on it.
While Josef sees the hunting as the main tool to manage the bear's population, Csaba thinks that we don't know enough about the bears to make such a conclusion.
We have no real idea on what kind of effect hunting has on the population, because it can have a lot of effects actually. I know that it doesn't really make a difference from the point of the view of the Romanian population, but I do think that saving these cubs, like a few each year, that rescuing bears from snares and that gathering in general scientific data, this can contribute to some degree to the conservation.
There are also people who help injured bears and save them from poaching or captivity. One of them is Levi, a vet who treats rescued bear cubs in his free time.
In the matter of rescuing bears, the main problem is we don't know anything about the history of our patients. We don't know how old is he, how injured is that bear, since when he's trapped. Egg, sweet cheese, and we will put some oil. And also we have here between the main food, apples and biscuits. She's a very weak bear cub, a female, about 3-4 months old, and she came with a very severe digestion and respiratory syndrome symptoms, and also very dehydrated and anemic. It's a kind of hobby of me. We have also an association. We try to help the wildlife as veterinarians, and this is a pleasure for us to make this job, of course, from our pocket.
Another person who is trying to help the bears is Paula Tsiotlos. She is working in the bear sanctuary in Zernest. The sanctuary was created in 2005 to save bears from abusement and captivity. Luckily, the situation has improved in the last years, but there is still more to be done to help the bears.
We started this project in 2005 when we saved the first 2 bears, Christy and Lydia. Lydia is the one that is here. And now we can say that we saved 116 bears. That bear that I told you a few minutes ago from St. Anna Lake, that was there with all the tourists. He was, but just attacked, if you can say, attacked somebody who wanted to make a selfie with him, and was the moment when authorities said, okay, please save him, take him in your sanctuary if you want, because other way we will shot him, and that's why he's here, and other this kind of stories. We hope in the future children, those people who are children now, to grow up with other mentalities and take care of all kind of life on the earth.
After all the parties have the same final goal: to have a healthy bear population which coexists peacefully with the humans. They are all trying their best, but all of them agree that the government should take a more active part to improve the current situation.
We think that we do our job in the field, but we demand the authorities and the ministry to react to our demands and to make possible to keep this balance out in the field.
This is 2 million euros per year, I don't think that this is, I don't think personally that this is such a big amount. I mean, the Romanian government could find a way basically to pay this money for the hunting associations by which you could secure their commitment to the cause of protecting bears.